So to create isometric drawings, I'm going to type isometric in this in Lino, and then that asks for the viewpoint, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. And if you remember inside of the Lino, so if we are looking at it like this is north always, and this is east inside of the Lino. So that means when we look at it like this is north side over here. And I would like to create isometric drawings in looking at it from this side. So that will be northwest. So I'm gonna click on this northwest over here, and that will set the view into isometric view in northwest angle. If you just zoom in, that's okay to do. That doesn't really change the view angles or anything. But if you right click and then move, this changes this gets the viewport out of the isometric view, so that you would have to do this again. So I'm going to type isometric again, click on the northwest to get this viewpoint. I'm gonna just select the roof over here, type Z and S to zoom selected. And I'm gonna just kind of like zoom out a little bit. I'm going to press Control and right click on the mouse to kind of smoothly zoom in and out over here. Now, once I have this, let's just say this is the view that I want to make. And you can pan as well. So if you press Shift and right click, you can pan the view, and that doesn't change the isometric angle, so that's okay to do. But because it's so easy to change the angle, which is not great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this view. To do that, I'm going to type named view, enter, and then I get this pop-up window that's called named view. I'm going to left click this over here and then bring it to over here to docket. So this will be always here, and I can just kind of switch back and forth between properties, layers, and to the named view. And now I can click on this icon, save as, and I'm gonna type this isometric northwest and click OK. And now, so that this view is saved, I can just like move to change to different views like this. But if I left click on this, it always goes back to this view point. So this comes in handy when we are creating isometric view using make 2D command. So to use the make 2D command, I'm going to press Alt, so Alt over here, and left click to select the objects over here. The difference between if I don't press Alt, it's just going to select the object or surface underneath of wherever I left click. So what I'm trying to do is if I press Alt and left click, that doesn't select the object that I'm clicking on, but rather I'm gonna select the object within the selection tools square like this over here. So I'm gonna get back to this viewpoint. So I'm gonna press Alt again, left click to select everything, and then I'm going to type make 2D. When I have this make 2D window pops up, the projection should be set to view. The object properties should be click on the maintain source layers. Group output is probably good. And always change this layer name to the make 2D that you are creating. So I'm gonna call this isometric northwest. And click OK. before I actually click on this, okay, if you click on this hidden lines, that will also, you can create and make 2D drawings with the hidden line of the hidden object, like all these walls that we don't actually see because that's inside of the this building house right now. But if you click on that, all these lines will show up in the hidden lines. I don't want that right now, so I'm just gonna leave that unchecked and click OK. And this takes about a minute to come up, but now I have this isometric drawings. So if I go to top, and if I kind of just move it over here, you can kind of see there's this drawings over here, isometric drawings over here. And then, but sometimes there's like lines missing. Like, so for example, there is a line missing over here and there's a line missing over here. This happens because of the, this object and this object are not, they are intersected, but they're not on the same level. So what do I mean by that is if I create, let's just say this box over here, and then if I create this box over here like this, so that this surface of this box and this surface of the box are on the same plane. So, and I'm going to create another box and maybe a little bit smaller over here. This box and this box are intersecting over here. So then if I'm gonna try to create a make 2D of this, so select the object, make 2D, click OK. That will create this make 2D of these three boxes, but it's missing some of these lines. One is like sometimes it misses lines, that just like happens. But however, right now it's missing all these lines over here. That's because this is just intersecting, but they're not identified between where it's intersected. And that sounds a little not clear. Basically but I'll tell you what you have to do. Basically what you have to do is select all these objects, type intersect, hit enter, and that will create the curve lines. And I'm going to Control Z to group them. And so now it created this lines over here. So now you can see there's kind of like lines between where this box and this box is intersecting. And then if I were to do the make 2D over here again, that will create the isometric drawings with this line over here that was missing before. So that's something you wanna be mindful about. Right now in this isometric drawings over here, this is missing because of the objects intersected, and I'm going to delete this and I'm going to delete that because of these two surfaces, this and this surfaces are intersecting, but there's no lines between them. So what I'm going to do is select these surfaces, both of them together, type intersect, and I'm gonna Control G to leave this. But now there is this lines that's defining the where these two surfaces are intersected. So then if I go back to isometric, press Alt, left click, and select everything and type make 2D, isometric northwest 2, okay. And now that will create the isometric drawings with this line over here. So now that is what I want to see. And as always, I'm going to, after this, after you create your isometric drawing, so you always have to make sure to clean up your drawings. So for example, this line's over here. This comes from the construction line of the lino. So I have to delete that over here. And let's see, this is same thing. So over here too, these are kind of liner construction line as well. So I'm actually going to delete this, and I'm also delete this, but this is either grouped. Oh, okay, so that was grouped. So I just ungrouped the lines, and now I deleted that line over there. So now, yeah, so now I would like to, because this is the isometric drawing, so I would like to create the um, different line widths that's associated with this. So to do that, I'm gonna go to layer over here, and then so all the lines that was produced by the make 2D command is over here, and this is from the first trial. So I'm just going to delete this, and now all the make 2D lines on this layer. So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hide lines that's associated to the site. So hide over here. And then, of course, sometimes that means like it might also recreate the sum of the lines. And I'm going to create this rectangle over here. And then I am gonna click on the create new layers, stay heavy. So as you know, we always have to have 3 to 5 different line widths when we create the drawings. So this is also the same situation over here with this isometric drawing. So I'm gonna create heavy, medium, light over here. And so that's the 3 layers I want to have at the moment. I'm gonna select this heavy, make that as a current layer, select all of these lines, and I'm going to type curve Boolean over here. Now it says click inside region to keep. So I'm gonna click over here to create the outline of the house over here, isometric drawing over here, and hit enter. And then now I have this outline that I can place as a heavy line weight. And I'm gonna put this as cyan over here. Click OK. And then next I'm going to type medium. Actually, it looks like a little confusing because I already have cyan. So maybe sea green for the heavy. Okay, so that could work. And now I'm going to define the lines between the different geometries. So that which will be in the medium. So that means I'm going to have this line over here, and I'm gonna hide this heavy outline. So that means this will be different. This will be different because this line is separating from upper part of the geometry of the house to the lower part of the geometry of the house. So I could do a split and create this, which is a safer ways to, I think, do this. Or you could just type PL for the polyline over here, and you could kind of click over all of these lines, kind of like this, and go around the building to create, and this over here. So then this curve becomes the medium over here. Select the object, and I'm gonna change the color to, let's say, green over here. So now this is separating this geometry, and I can do the same things for this as well over here. So I'm going to, this time I'm going to split this line between these geometries, and that didn't quite work because this is grouped. Now, after I ungroup them, these are kind of cut off, became individual lines. So I'm gonna put that into change object layer to medium. Now, if you look at this is also an openings over here because this is a cantilever. So this is this is openings over here. So I'm going to put the outline of this openings to the medium to define the aperture. So Control Shift G to ungroup and select this and this and this, put it medium. Also, I have to split this line with that and then put this back to, this will be light over here. Change object layers. So then this will be red. Click OK. Okay. So that seems like it's working. Let's see. Yeah. So the other things that we probably want to define as well is the openings for like a windows as well. So for example, this opening of the windows should be something else. It should be thicker than this line over here, for example. So then I'm going to create another layer called medium light over here. And I'm gonna put that into, let's see, orange color. And then I'm gonna select this, Control G, and select this kind of outline of the windows, right click, change object layers. So I'm gonna do that to all of this over here. Oops. Right. Object layers. Gonna do that over here as well. Medium right. I'm also gonna put this line that's defining the roof to the walls, to the medium as well. So I'm gonna select all of this line over here. And then I'm going to put that into medium, change object lines over here. And I think I should split this so that becomes part of the heavy. But because I have this, that's just gonna get kind of overwritten by the heavy lines. This, so I have to split this, split by that. So then this line becomes the light. Change object layers. Okay, so that seems to work. Yeah. So that's probably good. And then what I'm gonna do is everything else. So I'm going to turn off all of this and then select everything else and then put that into light layer over here. So then hopefully that will give us a little bit clearer picture of all the line weights over here. So this seems to be working. Also, I think this is something I just forgot. So this line is also defining the opening. So this goes to the medium light, select object, and I'm just going to move this layer up by 1. So heavy, medium, medium light, and light. Yeah, so that should work. Okay, so now that's how you get your isometric drawings over here. And then I don't need this frame anymore, so I'm just gonna delete that. And I'm going to create a new layout. And I'm gonna call this isometric northwest top. Yes, PDF 11 by 17 landscape. Inches 11 by 17. Click OK. So now I have this layer over here. And I'm gonna create another layer that's called frame or viewport. I'm gonna call this viewport. And then put this, that's what this is. This is the viewport. Right click and change object layer. So now I'm gonna go inside of the viewport and kind of zoom in over here. And let's see if I go to this properties, I'm gonna try to figure out what the scale, appropriate scale for the drawings could be. Oh, I just realized the scale for the page is millimeters, so that's not good. So I'm gonna fix that by typing units over here and go to units, and model units is in inches. This layout units has to be also in inches. So click OK. System change unit system only. Click OK. So now I'm going to I'm actually gonna just create new tabs, and I'm gonna delete this. Yep. And then create new layout. 1117. Click OK. And this change that frame layer of the frame to viewport layer. Change object. And I'm gonna kind of zoom in over here, select this frame and go to properties, 1/16 equals 12. Okay, I think I could go one up, which is 1/8 of an inch equals 12. So that seems like a good place to be there. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to select this frame. I'm going to lock it over here. And then go inside of the modeling space, type show. So if I go back to the top view over here, I actually don't really need any of these lines over here. But rather I just want to keep these lines for isometric. So I'm just gonna delete that. And I'm going to select these 3 lines and create a layer called light ground, let's just say. And now I'm gonna put those 3 lines to the side lines to this layer. Change object layers. I'm gonna make that to purple-ish. Right. Okay, so go back to page. I'm gonna change the name to isometric northwest. Okay, so now this seems okay. Yep. So from here, what we are going to do is I'm just gonna set this as a current and hide all the viewport actually needs to go up. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to create a new layer called hybrid, because these are for the hybrid drawings essentially. And I'm gonna put that in there. Okay. So now I'm going to hide all of this except heavy. And then I'm going to save this as a PDF. So PDF, tabloid is good. Tabloid is 11 by 17. Landscape, vector output, black and white. That's what we want. Layout is good. So scale to fit always has to be 1:1. This has to be 1:1 over here. And then click print. And I'm going to create isometric northwest 1. And inside of that, this is heavy. Okay, save. Okay. And I'm gonna repeat the same process for each of these layers. So next one is medium. Okay, so I exported each of these layers one by one. And I'm just going to open all of these in illustrators to put line weights onto it. Before I do that, I think I'm gonna also just, while I'm in the Rhino space, I'm gonna create renderings for isometric view as well. So to create isometric drawings,